Yeah. It belongs in baseball TikToks. Yeah. Head to the back and I'm stepping with a purpose. Grip on the bat, yeah, you know I get to work. B-Shack swing, got the whole field nervous. Pitch coming fast, but I'm turning it to circus. Crack of the bat, yeah, you heard that sound. Send it to the fence, now they looking around. Coach like, damn, how you hitting like that? I just point down like B-Shack got me now. I don't chase hits, I create that contact. Barrel it up, let me show you the man. Launch angle perfect, I'm sending it back. Out of the park, yeah, I'm stacking them stats on the cage of the game. I don't never fall off. Every swing dialed in, I don't never feel lost. Hindsight, low away, it don't matter at all. If it's coming my direction, then it's leaving the yard. That's B-Shack swing, that's B-Shack power. Put the time in, now it's game time out. They was talking big, now they real quiet. One swing change, that our whole team fire. Sign me a deal, put my name on the check. If you stepping on the mound, better come with your best. I don't miss twice, I adjust and connect. Now they watching every move like I'm next up, babe.
Welcome into the Scene Project Sports Network. You are here tonight for 789, our weekly baseball roundtable. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Big B. What's happening, B?
Not much. I get to be home for the week by myself, so that's a good Father's Day gift for me. I know that's right around the corner, but
grab the lotion.
Yeah. Get to talk some sports, get to talk some baseball tonight with my boys, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, no, what a Father's Day present. They're like, hey, we're out of here.
Yep, that's pretty much what it's like. They've done it for the last 2 years for me, so.
Sweet. So I'm sure there's going to be lots of pro wrestling replays, a lot of baseball. Maybe you can get out and hit the course and get some golf in while they're out too.
Yeah, who knows? That's the plan. If it stays nice, maybe go hit the driving range a little bit, and we'll see. But, work always comes first, so we'll see what time I have.
Awesome. Well, I don't know how long we'll be on tonight. We are making a little bit of a transition period here, finding new co-hosts and people to slot into these things, and really changing our coverage up. We're still going to talk some MLB and hit a little bit of the storylines there, but I'm really excited to announce a new relationship with the Northwoods League. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Northwoods League, they are a summer showcase league with amateur college kids that are preparing themselves to play in the minor leagues, similar to what you would find with the Cape Cod League, which is a little bit more established, although the Northwoods League has been around for a couple of decades now. We have a newly established relationship with them to work on some coverage. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. We're still going to cover some of the MLB, but we're working through some things here. With Father's Day next Sunday, I'll be traveling, so we're going to take next week off completely. We're kind of in this, baseball's just happening kind of in the background while the rest of the summer is speeding around. We had our big city event this weekend with Hot Dog Night here in Tyndall, bands on Main Street, and all kinds of fun things happening. And similar things are happening across there. 4th of July holiday coming up. We'll be hopefully having the ability to get out and cover the Northwoods League All-Star game, which will be at the Field of Dreams in Iowa. So
no kidding, is it really?
We're really happy to be working with this league, and they have teams from Michigan all through Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota. North Dakota has a couple of teams. I'm trying to work with them to hopefully get a team in South Dakota before long. They have one team in Iowa established already, and now getting ready to establish another one in next season in Dyersfield, where their home stadium will be the Field of Dreams. So really exciting to jump in with the league, getting to know them. We'll be featuring a lot of interviews with general managers. Maybe some of the players will have an opportunity to come on with us this season. Chance really this year just to get our feet wet with this show. We'll see if we end up branding another one specific to the Northwoods League in the future. But for right now, we're always going to spend a little time every Sunday giving a little recap, checking the standings, maybe being able to find a few of their highlights on Instagram to be able to show. We're working with Flow Sports currently to try to get some access to their video and some licensing from that. So a lot of moving pieces right now, but wanted to take a little time today just to introduce that relationship, introduce everyone listening to our program to the league. So if you have not been familiarized with the league at all, you can go to northwoodsleague.com, check out everything there. and get yourself familiar with these teams. So I'm just going to rattle off some of the cities where they have teams at. Kalamazoo has the Growlers. Richmond has the Flying Mummies. That's Richmond, Indiana. Traverse City, Michigan has the Pit Spitters. Kenosha, Wisconsin has the Kingfish. Royal Oak, Michigan has the Leprechauns, which Phil Lepp, their unofficial mascot, was on the program not too long ago with me. We have the Battle Creek, Michigan Battle Jacks and the Rockford Rivets. Those 7 teams, make up the Great Lakes East. Rockford is in Illinois. Had a talk with the GM of the Rockford Rivets, Hannah, who's an incredible young lady as well, 20-something years old, general managing this team. Pretty awesome. Moving into the Great Lakes West, we have the Wausau Woodchucks, the Madison Mallards, the Green Bay Rockers, the Lakeshore Chinooks, the Wisconsin Rapid Raptors, and the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. That is your Great Lakes West division of the Northwoods League. The Great Plains East division is the La Crosse Loggers, the Rochester Hunkers, the Eau Claire Express, the Waterloo Bucks, obviously down there in Iowa, Thunder Bay Border Cats. That is the one Canadian team that is in the league. The Duluth Huskies, so we got a team up there in Duluth, and the Minnesota Mud Puppies, which I do believe are in Mankato. It looks like they're just starting to get their season up and rolling with only 5 games played so far. The Great Plains West Division are the St. Cloud Rocks, the Badlands Big Sticks, which are up in North Dakota, the Minot Hot Tots, which I'm going to be trying to check those guys out when we're in Minot, not this weekend coming up, but next weekend when we're up for the Skunked Classic, the Wilmar Stingers, the Bismarck Larks, and the Mankato Moondogs. Okay, so the Minnesota Mud Puppies, I'm not sure exactly where they're at. Let me click through and see.
Let me see here. I'm looking right now. They're in Savage, Minnesota.
Okay.
So they're actually not – I want to say they're not too far from me. I could be wrong on that.
Awesome. Well, the reason that we're focusing on them, obviously, ourselves being Midwest-based, I'm in South Dakota, B and Cody are in Minnesota. We were looking for teams and leagues that were a little bit closer for us to be able to build relationships with for the long haul. Do we love talking about some of these MLB teams? Of course. Do we appreciate getting some of the access that we have to some of these teams and their minor league affiliates? Of course. But this team in this league presents something really unique for us because these are players that have not yet made it to the show, right? And for me, I think there's some really amazing opportunities to tell some stories, to get to know these players before they make it up the ladder and into the league, into the show, playing minor league ball. This is a great opportunity for us to get in there and to absolutely have a great time doing this. So Watermelon and Cheese, thanks for tuning in.
And also too, this might be the highlight of their career, playing in this league, and and it helps us to help them get noticed and get into those A-ball leagues, or you just never know what's going to happen. And Minnesota, the Saints came from the Northwoods League until they signed, or before they signed with the Twins as their AAA affiliate. So they were a part of this Northwoods League too back in the day.
Incredible. See, now I didn't know that, and just blown away by that. I'm actually going on right now and following all the teams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're the Northwoods League, or they call them a different. Maybe they got the Northwoods, but I'm pretty sure when the Saints came into affiliated, they were a part of the Northwoods League. I could be wrong. I'm kind of looking into that, but.
Well, and you know what? I'm pretty sure that there's nothing against us sharing their Instagram page. So we're going to check out a couple of highlights just because I absolutely loved talking to Dom, who's their video coordinator. He says he watches about 17 games a day covering this league, and or 14 a day, I think, with how they have 27 teams. So yeah, 13, 14 games almost every night during the season that he is consuming, watching, making sure that the videos get out there and edited into their Instagram feed and their social media. So really incredible stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and share some highlights from this team. We're going to go ahead and enlarge it. This is all courtesy of Flow Sports and the Northwoods League. So you're seeing some of these. Hunter Gunther dealing, struck out 11 in a dominant performance against the Express. Pretty incredible watching these young men go out there and do work. Some of these stadiums have a higher attendance than the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Or the Minnesota Twins, probably.
Or the Miami Marlins, for that matter, if we're throwing people under the bus. And some of them are hitting the ball way far. So this is wood bat. For some of these, college players, they are not playing with wood bats in their, obviously in their college season. It's not happening. And then moving into the...
I'm sorry, it wasn't the Northwoods League. It was the Northern League. I'm sorry for the Saints.
Okay. Well, and you never know where this is going to lead, like you said, for a lot of these young men getting a chance to play. And what's great about the Northwoods League is that it's not just the men. They also have a softball league for these amateur women who are playing as well. So really incredible what they've been able to build here. The league has been around for 20 plus years. I'm really thrilled to be building this relationship with them. This is a example of two young men for the second straight game going back to back. That one came off the scoreboard at Mayo Field. This is some really great ball. Look at it. And it's not just that. It's these young broadcasters as well on the field, in the booth. Chris Vosters, who has done a lot of coverage for most recently the Chicago Blackhawks. He was their play-by-play guy. He is also going to do the Olympics. So Not only is it stories about these players that are on the field and both in the baseball and softball teams, but it's the people behind the scenes, the administration, the broadcasters. Everyone is using this league as a stepping stone to achieve their dreams. And I think that's why I was so interested in starting to build this relationship with them, finding our way and becoming something for them that ESPN is for the big dogs every single week. So really great.
Well, and that's the thing is the only time these guys get noticed is if they make a spectacular play and somebody videotapes it and sends it into ESPN. This, we can use our podcast and our social media pages to get those out there throughout the whole, internet universe.
Exactly. Well, and to that point, they just had a number one top play with SVP talking about him on their show a few weeks ago, but that's just one play. We're hoping to dig in and tell stories of the league on a consistent basis. And it may not happen, guys, until next season when we're really able to dig in. I just met a lot of these people 2 days before their season started, and now they're headlong into it. These teams play 72 games in 90 days. I mean, it's an absolute blitzkrieg of a season. They're playing daily. I don't know how much coverage we'll have for you other than what we do here with a quick recap of the standings, which we're going to get into right now. So dipping into the standings here early on. Now, a lot of these teams are just getting going, so they're a little skewed as far as that. Like I mentioned, one of the teams has only played 5 games total, but let's get this up on the screen. We'll make ourselves small. We want to do this side view. Sure, we'll go on the side there.
I mean, they got a decent amount of games in. I mean, okay, the Mud Puppies don't.
Well, and B, as you know, the College World Series is still going. So some of the top players in this league are still finishing up their college season. And you have a lot of these guys that are on the teams currently that are maybe JUCO or Division III, Division II players whose seasons are finished, who are getting to be the man in this, where maybe later in the season, they're taking more of a role player role and filling in maybe as a substitute later in the game. So in the Great Lakes East Division, the Kalamazoo Growlers and the Richmond Flying Mummies, along with the Traverse City Pit Spitters, all sitting in a tie for first place right now at 11-9. Each one riding some streaks. The Kalamazoo Growlers got off to a hot start, but now losing 3 in a row have allowed Traverse City and Richmond to catch up a little bit, but no one's out of it here. Look at Rockford at the bottom of that division is 8-12.
Kind of look like the NL Central there right now.
Right, pretty tight, right? Moving into the Great Lakes West Division, you have the Wausau Woodchucks up at the top of the division by way of win percentage at 12-5, but also with 12 wins, the Madison Mallards as well, who have 2 extra games played and are sitting at 12-7. Green Bay Rockers not far behind at third place in that division as well. And getting hot. Look at that. Green Bay with 4 wins in a row, 7-3 in their last 10. Had a little bit of a slow start to the season, but coming on as of late, only a game and a half back of first place in the Great Lakes West. In the Great Plains East Division, the La Crosse Loggers sit atop at 11-7. Rochester, another Minnesota team, at 9-8. I do believe that the Rochester is the birthplace of this Northwoods League, if I'm not mistaken, in talking to Dom and who's the head video guy over there. But look at all 3 of these teams riding some winning streaks right now, trying to get things working as you have these guys whose seasons have finished now. If their team was, beat out of the College World Series in the last, 7 to 10 days, now they're able to join the team. It has a serious effect on the makeup of some of these teams. And I pointed out earlier, the Minnesota Mud Puppies, with only 5 games played, got some making up to do, and I'm not sure of what the story is here on this one yet, but we'll get some more clarity on that as we go. And then at the top of the Great Plains West Division, the St. Cloud Rocks at 12-7, pulling out to an early lead, but they've been sliding as of late, leaving the door open for some of these North Dakota teams to make a little bit of a run. The Badlands Big Sticks at 9-8. Charging lately as well. So there's a little bit of a look at the baseball teams. Let's go over and take a look at the softball and see if they've gotten going yet. And
they've gotten about 5 games in.
Yeah, incredible. B, do you got this pulled up on your phone? You can read through some of these?
Yeah, I do. You got the Madison Nightmares 4-0. You got the La Crosse Steam at 4-1. You got the Grand Forks Spitfires 2-2, Mankato
Habaneros
1-3, Wausau Ignite 1-3, and then Minot Honeybees at 1-4. So
the ladies are just getting their season underway. The Mankato Habaneros, B.
Habaneros.
You're only Mexican in name, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
They don't call them habaneros anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, a quick rundown. I encourage you all, check out the northwoodsleague.com. Find out if there's a team close to you. If there's a team within an hour, go check this action out. Tickets into these stadiums are cheap. You're going to see some really competitive, really great action. You're going to be watching players that one day you may see in the show, and you're getting a chance to see them right now when they are in the thick of their journey. And the access to these players and to these teams right now is absolutely incredible. Go find your new favorite young player, follow their career from here, and who knows what happens. They have had some really incredible players that have come through this league that are right now knocking on the door or playing in the show. So highly encourage everyone.
Just looking at some of the stats here, just pulling them up here for the baseball league, Ryan Cahoon from Minnesota. What team? Minnesota Mud Puppies. 4 games, batting .500, 12 at bats, 6 hits. he's from Northfield, Minnesota, just a few minutes away from myself here. So,
yeah, really incredible stuff, man. I'm so grateful to have an opportunity to cover this team, these leagues, and to be around such competitive baseball. Like I said, really trying to work out something to be able to go out to Dyersville, Iowa, to visit the Field of Dreams with them. I just had some 4th of July.
That's on the bucket list of mine.
I had some play. Well, and it's right in line with your work schedule, sir.
I was looking at that.
Wednesday, July 7th and 8th. So we may be able to make that happen this year. So keep your ears peeled. I will let you know should we get access to that team. Everyone, please go check out the Northwoods League. I'm going to drop a link here.
Let's see. I just want to say how far of a drive that is.
Might be closer to you than it is to me.
No, I want to say it's like a 4-hour drive. Because I looked it up before because, like I said, that's somewhere I want to visit. Come on, why are you pulling up? Let's see here. Directions. Gotta like phones some days. See if it pulls up here quick.
Well, and what I'd like to do is a lot more writing about these teams as well. Yeah. Get them some blog posts out there and filling up our feed on SPSN on the sceneprojects.com/SPSN, or maybe even starting another website. I mean, now that's what half of my job is website design and all of that. Maybe it's time to buy that extra domain and to really make something of this thing that we have built, and to provide a platform out there for these young people. I want to do more of this stuff. We've been in contact, not just with the baseball teams, right, but also reaching out into the other sports that we don't yet cover with basketball and hockey, and obviously in Minnesota, the state of hockey, that we have some great opportunities there, whether it be, working at Amsoil Arena again, where the University of Minnesota Duluth play, or any other number of thousands of teams that are in Minnesota playing. So really, really grateful to the Northwoods League for officially, bringing us in at this point, and building that relationship out there with them, continuing to have more and more of the players, coaches, and administrators on the show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And the thing is, your goal, my goal, the whole network's goal is just to be there for everybody. We're not taking, if we get a no, yeah, we'll move on, but we don't want to take no's. We want to be able to, cover and give exposure to everybody, not just, leagues by you, but everywhere, and, that's the one goal of this network, is just to branch out and, be ESPN without being ESPN, and being able to cover it and not have all the politics behind what we cover, and, and be able to badmouth, somebody because they made a bad play, or, and not be afraid of that. So,
well, and something that, especially with my wife going to college right now and having a relationship with their school and listening to a lot of what is going on with them. There's so many apprenticeship programs and internship opportunities inside of what we're growing as well, where these kids can be getting college credits for going out and helping us to cover these teams in their areas. So that's definitely going to be a big part of my job over the next, 10 months of building up into next season's coverage, is reaching out where these teams are to the colleges that are there, seeing if they have sports.
Actually, it's not a bad drive for me. It's about 3.5 hours.
Perfect. All right. How far is it from Tyndall? Tyndall.
Hold on here.
With that,
Tyndall, Taydall.
Yep.
5 hours, almost 6 hours.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's 5 hours to get across the state of South Dakota. I'm used to it. All right. So with that, highly encourage everybody. I dropped the link in the comments. Go check out the Northwoods League at northwoodsleague.com. Get familiar with a team near you. Become a fan. Tune in back here to the Scene Project Sports Network for more coverage. Make sure you check them out on Instagram. They got tons of highlights rolling all the time.
And just to throw it out there, too, if you find a team that's close to you and you want to be a part of coverage and help it out, reach out and let's see if we can make magic happen.
Yeah, get a hold of us. These teams would love to have more coverage. It's just a matter of making it make sense. B and I can't be everywhere all at once, right? There's 17 games happening almost every night during the summer. We need local correspondents for every city that these teams are playing in. So reach out. If you are a fan of the teams already and you have an interest in broadcasting or podcasting around this team, maybe it's writing, maybe it's photography, whatever that happens to be, this is the evolution of the Scene Project Sports Network. And where we go from here is to really elevate young people who have an interest in doing this and old people like me and you, B, that also want to do it.
I was going to say, wait a minute. We're not just targeting young people. I mean, it's everybody. I mean, so, and call them all life. I mean, we got Cody, who's a car salesman. Me, I answer phones. And we got other people that do other jobs. So it's, we don't have background degrees in podcasting, but, we're learning. I mean, we're, getting out there. So don't be afraid. If you wanted this to be a dream, then let's make it happen.
Yeah, hit us up on our Instagram. Shoot me a DM. I'm always answering them. We would love to have you as part of our team. We would love to have on more guests and to get more coverage going with the sports network as this really gets rolling. And absolutely blessed to be able to do what we do. And don't forget that you can check us out on Booms TV 2.0 on your Roku device or Amazon Fire Stick. That's Booms, BOOMZ 2.0. I added one extra O in this. I just realized.
I forgot too. I just saw it come across, because I was tabbing. Twins and Phillies. The Philadelphia Phillies play at the Field of Dreams this year.
Awesome. They're one of the games. That's so cool. Very cool. So we'll bring up the MLB standings and run through them as we do every week here. New York Yankees have overtaken the Rays at this point for first in the AL East. It's pretty much them and the Rays running around. But look at this. They are still 7.5 games up in the wild card. So those two teams starting to really open things up as we move through the season. In the AL Central, who would have thunk it? The Chicago White Sox are 38-32 atop the division, with the Guardians in second place, who are 3.5 games up on that second wild card spot there. And the Seattle Mariners and Oakland Athletics? No, not Oakland. Are they the Vegas?
I think they're just called the Athletics right now, but I mean, in a couple years they'll be called the Vegas Athletics. So
interesting. Interesting.
And the thing is, Seattle, I was watching a couple games with some friends. They got some nice young talent there. Once Kyle gets back up there and starts hitting back to his weight, I mean, that Seattle team could pull away, from the Athletics or whoever's going to be in second. So they got
you tell the AL West wasn't playing in division this week. Everybody's got a loss in the column for their last game. Yeah. And moving into the NL East, the Braves continue to just pound everyone that comes in front of them. 46-25, a near 650 win percentage. Now
8 games up
into June.
I mean, and that's the thing is, you don't want to take the foot off the pedal. I mean, it's still early, like you said. We're only a few weeks into June, 2.5 months into the baseball season. But, you got a comfortable lead there. You can, maybe rest a player here or there more, or, and stuff like that. But you don't want to take the pedal off the metal because baseball, we all know, is a streak of games. So.
Right. And the Philadelphia Phillies, after a disastrous start to the beginning of their season, have now played themselves into a wild card position in the NL, while the rest of that division is starting to turn things around. Mets are winning some games, 6-4 in their last 10. Miami 8-2 in their last 10. They must be playing the Cubs. No, they're not, but it sure looks like it. My Cubs have not been well, sitting at 500 over their last 10. I guess not terrible, but they need to figure it out. We've had the Matthew Boyd injury is really starting to take its toll on our starting pitching. Not having your ace Justin Steele out there still is just a major setback. The starting pitching you thought you were going to have, you don't, and you've been trying to kind of piecemeal together this rotation and just kind of hanging around with the bats just kind of going cold. And you hope that as the weather continues to heat up here through the summer, that some of these bats for my Chicago Cubs can really get hot and carry them through the dog days of summer and maybe hit a streak towards the end of the season instead of what they did last year, which was kind of got hot July and August and then September hit and absolutely tanked. You squeaked into the playoffs and were able to win a series, but playing that Milwaukee Brewers team with their lights out starting pitching right now behind Miz, who's just phenomenal. Said he threw a pitch 104.9 miles an hour. What the hell?
Yeah. Speaking of Don Manley, since he's taken over, hey Danielle, since he's taken over the Phillies, he is 29-13 with a 0.690 win percentage.
The guy still got it.
Well, and the thing is just like that. I mean, you got Atlanta, who's at pretty much 0.650. They got to be watching the Philly because they're sneaking up there. So every loss that the Braves had, they better hope Phillies also lose, or else that 8-game streak is going to go bye really quick.
Yeah, and the rest of that NL Central, getting back over to that side of the bracket, still very close. I mean, the Cincinnati Reds are in last place in the division. They're only 4 games back. So that really is still up for grabs. Milwaukee, injuries happen during the season. If it's in their starting rotation, I don't know what they're sitting on to be able to do that. Arms get tired when you're relying on them to go deep into the game. Especially your young pitchers like Miz, who have never thrown, the 180, 200 innings in a season that you're kind of demanded of in the MLB, especially as one of those guys. But you got to love the competitive nature of this kid. I watched some of the highlights from his start last week where he's shaking off the coaches on the bench, telling them, no, I'm staying in, man. I'm saying, don't.
Yeah, Miz, his last start, 9 innings, 1 hit, which I think was a home run that broke up his no-hitter, 15 Ks, no walks, 95 pitches total, and he's sitting at a 1.34 ERA.
Yeah, that's disgusting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just absolutely disgusting starting pitching. As a Cubs fan, I'm sure the Brewers fans are more than happy with his performance. That's some sick stuff, though, man. Absolutely incredible. And congratulations to the young man. The complete game, not shutout, but a one-hitter. Just unreal. Minimum number of batters faced, I think they even said that. So
yeah, because he had 1 hit, so he would have had to face 27 or 28 batters.
So it wasn't a home run. It was a single, and they probably got doubled up.
Okay.
Because, what I saw, the stat line was minimum number of hitters faced. So wasn't a no-hitter, but a complete game shutout with only 27 batters faced under 100 pitchers. That is pounding the strike zone. Absolutely disgusting.
That's good. I mean, that's honestly, in today's game, just insane to read a stat line like that.
And gas, that's what I love. It's the fastball, right? He's not going out there and trying to throw a bunch of junk. He is going up there and saying, hit it. Try to hit it. Here comes 105 miles an hour. That's insanity. Moving on from the NL Central because it's making me vomit. Think about how good the Brewers are again. The NL West, Dodgers still out there in front. San Diego are going to have a tough time as that gap continues to grow up to 7 games back now, but have themselves in that wild card spot out there. That's honestly the best they can hope for, and they're really competing with the rest of the NL Central for those wild card spots.
So I believe the same day that Miz had his complete game, or it might have been a day earlier or a day later, within the day of Miz, Yonemoto for the Dodgers had a perfect game going through into the 9th, got 1 out, and then gave up a home run to break the no-hitter and the shutout, of course, the perfect game. And then they took him out at 109 pitches. So
just crazy.
So those two are going to be battling. I hope they face off against each other if they haven't yet, because I think that'll definitely be a game that a certain network is probably going to put on TV. So.
Yeah, well, and I absolutely love getting to cover baseball. Obviously, we love the pro game. I haven't been able to tune in much with our youngsters playing ball. The softball season for my daughter just finished up last weekend. My boy has, I think, 2 weeks or 1 week left of games, and then they're into the tournament the following week. It's pretty nuts how fast the Little League season goes for us here. And then they're into travel ball, which, neither one of our kids play yet, as they're still pretty young in that, but they are a very, very astute team here. I think our 14U junior teener team is playing in a championship game right now down the road about 30 minutes and for a chance to go to the American Legion championships. So
good for them. Good luck on that.
Really proud of the boys there. Some kids that we know very well out there. Just really grateful to be doing what we do for all of these teams, all of these young men and women that we get a chance to meet and to work with, and now growing the platform in the sponsorship side so that we can afford to go to more of these things and to really get in there and cover them and bring some attention to these young people for the purpose of advancing their careers, hopefully well into the future. So I don't know where this is all going. I'm excited about it. The not knowing right now, I think, is the most exciting part, as well as not just that, but we have all the football coverage that we're doing with the Minnesota Vikings, getting ready for tailgates and pregame shows, Skull Fest on September 12th. We just welcomed Rap from the Vocal Vike onto our Roku channel. So he's officially a part of the Scene Project Sports Network programming on Roku at Booms TV 2.0. So we continue to grow. Other creators are taking notice of what we're building here and wanting to be a part of it. And now it's really just putting the hammer down and keeping that foot on the gas pedal. No rest for us. Cody got his vacation. We're going to grind him out for the next decade. And it looks like he's getting back in the swing of his salesman job, selling a whole boatload of cars in his first week on the job.
And the thing is, I've always been told that selling a car is the hardest thing to do, because everybody wants something different, the prices. And yeah, I think he posted, and props to him and congrats, like 3 sales in 2 days or something like that. So, we got a sales guy there that can talk here.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so he's just saving up for that next vacation.
Yeah, no, they're not happening. Well, and he won't be taking one in the fall. He just announced that he is officially taking the position as the head coach of the junior varsity in Cannon Falls. What's the name of the team there, B?
It's the Cannon Falls Bombers. So he is the JV coach.
Well, they got a heck of a coach, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely do. The school prides themselves on their sports, basketball and football for sure. Baseball has been coming around. They got a nice little town baseball team here for us older guys that can still sling it a little bit. But no, good for him. getting back to his roots, getting back to his school, and being able to give his knowledge to the younger generation that's coming up. So,
yeah, he should stop chasing that real estate license and go back to school to become a teacher.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. You're right. I mean, but hey, everybody's got dreams, and maybe someday, maybe that's not his calling. Maybe that's why he hasn't got it, Cody. If you're listening, think about it. Look at where you're at. So
incredible stuff. Well, B, I don't want to keep you too far from your empty house now. I hope you cooked yourself a big T-bone steak for supper. Now that there's no one to battle around for it, I am very grateful for a busy weekend spent with the family. This weekend we had hot dog night. Like I said yesterday, we spent all day out at the lake with the grandparents and the nieces and nephews, and everybody just got to really soak in the sun and be together, because it gets so busy during that time. And with all of us working, we got a lot of weekends that we're going to be spending out of town and not able to do this, that it was really nice to just take a day off. I don't think I even woke up and came in the studio. We had a fishing derby right away in the morning. So I came out, got the kids' fishing stuff ready, and we were just out of the house all day. So really grateful to have one of those. Of course, I made up for it today by being out here for about 10 hours before we did the show tonight, working on, all manner of things, the Midwest Talent Awards, and getting ourselves ahead of the schedule with everything that we got coming up. Working on some Vikings relationships, and always looking for that next opportunity ahead of us, as it is like me to do. So, B, anything you want to get to before I let you go?
No, just, check us out Tuesday for Vikings United. And then if I don't see anybody from now until Sunday or next Sunday or whenever, happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy Father's Day to all the single moms out there, because they deserve it too. But enjoy the week, enjoy the warm, nice weather, and be safe.
Awesome. Yep. And we will see you all back here probably in a couple of weeks. We're going to take a little bit of a break with Father's Day, and then I will be out of town for the Skunked Classic taking place on June 27th. I should be home in time for the show on the 28th. So we're going to take 1 week off next week, give it a little bit of a rest. There's plenty of baseball going on. It gives us a little bit of time to get in touch with the Northwoods League and cover, get an idea of what our coverage is going to look like moving forward for the rest of the summer. But always very grateful. Hopefully we can get Cody in here some Sundays and get Pods back in here to diss on his Dodgers again real soon as well. So for everyone here at the network, we appreciate you. Big love to everyone. If you have a business interested in supporting the show and all of these teams that we're out here doing, please reach out. We would love to feature your business on the show and have you a supporter of everything that we're doing at Scene Project Sports Network. And with that, I will bid you good night. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
So the Beast Tack is an incredible tool, no matter what age kid that you have, but just to be able to work and making sure that their hands are getting to the right position as they hit the ball. But it's something you don't have to go chase balls any of those things. But this Beast Tack is incredible, because when you get that 12-6 rotation, it's real easy to tell that you're putting a good swing on that. And my kids, is after I teach them what they're looking for, and they can work on it on their own if they want to. So a great training tool for a team, great training tool for individuals. So I highly, highly recommend you purchasing a Beast Tack so that your player can be the best that they can be on the baseball field.